How so?
Because
I
you
feel like
made
I'm
it.
getting lost. I'm getting
Huh?
lost in like all these layers of
Well,
like
because
semantics
yeah.
almost.
So you made the claim that it was unfalsifiable, and then you asked me. So I asked you to prove it, and then you asked me to prove that it was falsifiable, right? But whether or not I can prove that it's falsifiable doesn't mean that you can prove that it's unfalsifiable. To do so would be to argue from ignorance.
Okay, hold
Hmm.
on. Can I collect my thoughts real quick?
Yeah.
Test.
What?
You had a problem with my definition.
Yeah.
So what's the problem again?
Uh-huh. So no, nowhere in your definition does it say mind independent, despite it being a definition of subjectivism or anything r- like basically the same as mind
Mind
dependent.
independent?
Mind
How would that
dependent, because that's what subjective
mind
means.
dependent? Yeah, that's what subjective means, but that doesn't have to mean that
Well,
subjectivism
it
is the
should,
same.
right? If you have
Why?
if subjectivism should have like subjective be a constituent of it.
No.
Yeah. Wait, you don't think
It's like a name
subjectivism?
fallacy, like something like it.
Well, then why would you call it subjectivism if it has nothing to do with subjective? It's just a it's a bad
Why
term
would
then.
you ask me that?
Wait, because that's the
I'm
definition you
not
provided.
name.
So okay,
Yeah, what?
I've
I, I,
collected my
wait,
thoughts.
wait, 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 Drake. Can you show me your definition, Test?
What? My definition of what?
Your definition of subjectivism.
Well, wait, I don't think I need a definition to criticize yours.
Okay, you don't have no like you don't have basis to criticize my definition then.
Well, I think I can criticize your definition without having one of my own.
No, I don't think you can
Why?
because you don't have the definition. You're just asserting your own
Well,
like
I could say I don't know what my definition is, but I know it's not that, right? Like think of it
oh
this
okay
way.
so you're
I could say I don't know who the best basketball player is, but I know it's not I don't know, who's a trash basketball player? Fucking my little brother, right? That
okay
is
so
there a
that
problem with that?
sounds like you have a problem in your subjective view in your own like definition doesn't correlate to mine,
Huh?
so that's fine.
What'd you say?
You have a problem in your like subjective view.
What does that mean?
So basically that's your feelings. You feel you feel like my definition is like wrong or
Well, yeah, I
something.
have an intuitive problem with your definition.
Oh, okay then.
Wait,
Okay, I would like to not respond to that.
you don't what?
I would like to not respond to that then, if that's
You would
just
like
your
to
like
not.
feeling.
Wait, I don't get it. What do you
Uh,
mean?
I'm not. I'm not gonna address the issue then. That's what I'm saying.
You're not going to respond to my criticism of your definition?
Yeah, because I don't think it's even a criticism. It's just your feelings.
Wait a minute, but my criticism is based off of my intuitive experience.
Okay, show me the definition. Show me your experience.
Well,
What have you experienced?
my experience is that a definition of subjectivism should contain subjective in some way.
Okay, the word contains subjective, but why does it have to mean the same thing?
Well, it don't have to mean the same thing, but subjective should be
Yeah,
part
it
of
don't
it.
have to mean the same thing.
I'm
That's what
saying
I'm
it should be
saying.
a part of it though. It's not a part of your definition.
Hey, I could call something
I'm not
a
saying you
chair,
can't. Wait,
but
wait,
it
wait,
doesn't
wait,
have to
wait,
be a
wait, wait, wait.
chair.
It's not a modal claim. I'm not saying you can't. I'm saying it's not. That's a bad definition. I'm not saying it's impossible that that's a good definition. I'm just saying that's a bad definition, and I told you why. But
Okay,
you're
if you're
dismissing
saying
what
it's
I'm
a bad
saying because it's
definition, you're
based
saying
off
it's
of
impossible to be
something
good.
subjective. You said what? I can't hear you.
If you're saying it's a bad definition, you're saying it's impossible for it to be good.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm saying it's improbable. I'm not saying it's impossible.
Okay, you're
Look,
saying
all I have
it
to do to say
probably is a
something,
bad
all I
definition.
have to do to say something is true is to say that it's sufficiently likely to be true, right? I don't have to prove that a claim is or a proposition is necessary to prove that it's true. Why would I have to do
So
that?
you're using something like a likely possibility.
I think you're conflating actuality with modality, right? Because if I said something like there's a
I mean,
desk in
you
front
would
of.
have to specify it more like clearly.
Specify what?
Because when you're making a descriptive claim, I'm straight up thinking you're 100% confident that it's a bad definition.
Wait, you think every proposition we make has to be necessary if it's descriptive?
Not every proposition, but
Every descriptive one?
in that way that you phrased it,
What was the way I phrased it?
you said it's a bad definition.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's
Yeah, that.
necessary that it's a bad definition. I'm just saying that it's a bad definition. I'm
Yeah,
saying it's actual
when
that
I
it's a
hear
bad
that
definition.
phrasing of the sentence,
I
it's
can hear you.
straight up.
I can hear you, dude.
When I wait, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm just saying speak up because, like, when I'm talking and you try to talk over me, I can't hear what you're saying.
Oh, okay, because I'm like far from my mic. Okay. So what I'm saying is, oh, I forgot what I was saying. Wait. So when you use that phrasing of a sentence, I straight up think that you're implying a necessity.
So, okay, I don't know how you would interpret it that way, right? But even if you did, that's not what I meant. I'm not saying that it's necessary, okay?
Okay, so you're saying it's more likely to be false?
hmm I'm saying it's sufficiently likely. I'm saying it's
Okay,
actual.
so under what basis?
Under what?
Under what basis?
Under what basis is what?
Under what basis are you basing that likeliness?
Um, my evidence.
What's your evidence?
My experience that
What's your
presents a proposition as true, being my intuition, my intuitive experience.
Okay, what's your intuitive experience then?
That a definition of subjective or subjectivism should contain subjective in some way. That's just intuitive.
Okay, yeah, that's not an experience of you
That's an
knowing what
intuitive
subjectivism
experience.
is. Okay,
Well, I'm
so
not saying
it's
I
your
know what it is. I'm
intuition?
not saying I know exactly what it is. I'm saying I know something that it's not. And I'm
I
saying
know,
it's
I
not
know.
something that doesn't contain
So
subjective.
it's your intuition telling you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna address that issue then.
Why not?
'Cause why would why would I address
You're
your
saying that you don't
intuition?
have a response to
Why
my
would I care
criticism.
about that? It's not a criticism. That's your feelings.
It's a criticism that's based off of my subjective intuitive experience.
Yeah, sure, it could be, but
Wait, how would you
that's not
establish?
a valid criticism
How is it not valid?
because your intuition could be false.
Of course it could be false, but it shouldn't
It's
be.
more likely to be false,
How
actually,
is it more likely? How is our intuition more likely to be false?
because you
Because a lot of
clearly
things that we
don't
say are
like.
true, we would say based off of our intuition, right?
Yeah, because you clearly don't know that words could be used in
I
different
don't know
meanings.
what.
You don't know that words could be the same but have different meanings.
Words can be the same but have different meanings. How do I not know
Yeah,
that?
yeah, because you're saying subject. Just because it contains subjective, it has to be like the same definition.
Huh? Well, I'm just saying that a definition of subjectivism should contain subjective, right? That just
Okay,
intuitively
why?
correct. That just seems
Describe
correct.
to me why.
My intuition. What? My intuition
Okay,
presents that as true.
your intuition is false then,
How is it false?
because it doesn't have to be the case.
Just because it doesn't have to be the case doesn't mean that it's false. Or sorry,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm saying it's more likely to be false.
You said what?
It's more likely to be false.
Yeah, why is it more likely to be false? Just because it doesn't have to be true. Because let's say something is, I don't know, 80% likely, right? It doesn't have to be true, but it's also not likely to be false. So why are you saying that?
Yeah, no, because
Well, I just
I
gave you an
guess
example of something that's not necessarily true, but not probably false.
what?
I'm giving you a counterexample to what you said. You said that it's probably false because it's not necessarily true. So I gave an example of something that's not necessarily true, but still not probably false.
I guess it's like 50-50, yeah.
50-50. In my hypothetical, I gave an example of something that's 80% likely. That's not 50-50.
You, your hypothetical was not correct then. How is
It's just
your
it's literally
interpretation
just a
80%
hypothetical.
correct?
It's a hypothetical.
Yeah,
It doesn't
so
have to obtain.
I'm not saying it's a hypothetical. I'm saying you are
It's an example that
50-50.
I present. I'm saying if something was this, right?
Okay, I'm
Would
not
it?
presenting a hypothetical. I'm saying you
Well,
are
I am.
actually 50-50. You're the
Okay,
wrong
okay,
opinion.
and how am I 50-50?
Yeah, because there are equal possibilities of
Yeah,
you
but
being
how is there
true
equal
and
possibility?
being
I
false.
know what 50-50 means. How is there an equal possibility?
Because there are equal possibility that
How? Yeah,
those
how is
words
there an equal
subjectively choose.
possibility? Why is there an equal
Yeah, I'm
possibility?
describing it to you
You're just telling me that there's an equal possibility that blah blah blah. I'm asking you, how is there an equal possibility that blah blah blah?
because it could be. It's like infinitely possible that
Infinitely possible?
some
What the fuck does that mean?
yeah, it's possible that it could be the same definition, but it's also the same amount of
No, but no, you're not
possibility
saying it's possible.
that it's
Oh,
not.
oh, it's the same possibility. Okay, how is it the same
Yeah,
possibility?
I already described it to you.
You're saying it is. You're just begging the question.
What?
Look, you said something's 50-50. I asked you why is it 50-50. You're saying because there's an equal
I
possibility.
already
Then I
described
asked
it
you
to
why is there an equal possibility, and you said because there's the same possibility if it's true or false. Why is that the
No, that's
case?
not what I said.
Huh?
No, that's not what I said.
Yeah, yeah, you did. What did you say then?
I
If
said
that's
it could be like infinitely possible that using
okay, wait,
the
infinitely
definition
possible.
possibility could be the same. Yeah,
What does infinitely
and there
possible
could
mean?
there
What's
could
infinite possibility?
there could be like infinite possibilities.
You're saying there's an infinite set of possible worlds?
Yes,
What does that have to do with what I said?
yes, I'm saying
What does that
it
have to
could
do
be
with what I said?
possibly infinite,
I asked you
infinite
what does that have
regress.
to do with what
Because
I said,
no,
and you said yes. That's not a yes or no question. What does that have to do with what I said?
I'm describing it to you. I'm describing how it's 50-50.
Yeah, I'm asking you to tell me how it is, but you're not describing it.
I already told you how
No,
it
you
is.
didn't. You just
There
begged the
could be
question.
infinite worlds with it. There could be infinite possibilities that it is, and infinite that it's not.
Wait, it sounds like wait, how is that the case? How is there an infinite amount either way?
Wait, you think it's not?
I'm asking you to prove your claim
Okay, why should I? I
because
think
you
I
made the
already.
claim, so you should prove it. What do you mean? Why should I?
You're going for like an infinite regress now. So now
No,
I'm
I'm
gonna
not. I'm
just.
asking you to prove your claim. That's all I'm
Yeah,
doing.
yeah. You're asking me to prove all of my claims. Why
Well,
should I
because you just keep begging
just
the
go ahead?
question. You keep begging the question.
Ah, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You keep saying there's an equal possibility. You said that there's a 50-50 possibility, and then you said that I asked you why. You said it's because there's an equal
I
possibility,
described
and then I
why
asked
it
you why,
is.
and you said because there's the same possibility either way.
Yeah, you're going in
And now you're
infinitely
saying there's an
different lines.
infinite possibility either way. How is it
Why
the
should I?
same either
Why
way?
should I respond to infinite regress?
Huh? Why would you
What
beg
if
the
I?
question?
I'm not begging the question.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
Wait,
I'm
wait,
not.
what's the important? Wait, how is saying how if I ask you why something's 50-50 and then you tell me well, because there's an equal chance either way, how is that helpful? How does that help me understand if it's
If there
50-50?
is infinite possibilities that it could be true and it couldn't.
Well, now you're just saying again that there's an equal possibility. You're just ascribing a number to it.
That's what I told you. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're telling me the same thing. It's not helping me understand what you're saying.
Okay, it's non-inferentially justified.
What's non-inferentially justified?
My claim
What was your claim?
that is infinitely possible that it is infinitely not.
Okay,
It's an epistemic regress. Yeah.
wait. You're saying it's a basic belief, though, not that it's
What?
an infinite regress.
Yeah, you're going in an infinite regress.
No, I'm just
That's
asking to
why I'm
justify
saying
your
it's
belief.
non-inferentially justified claim.
Wait, so
I don't
okay,
have to inferentially justify anything
so
to
what
you.
I'm saying, so you're saying that my statement is 50-50, and then
Yeah.
that's a basic belief?
Yeah.
How?
What? I already told you it's non-inferentially justified. I don't have to like give you an
I know, but
inference for
wait, so you're just saying it's true because it's true, and that's just it?
it. Yeah, it's an
How would you
epistemic
justify a basic
circularity.
belief?
Through an epistemic circularity.
Wait, wait, so it's epistemically circular that what I'm
Yeah.
saying is 50-50.
In my claim.
What was your claim?
That is 50-50.
It's
Yeah,
too
that's
late for
that's what I'm
this.
saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I just said. So
that's my claim.
so my claim is 50-50, and you're saying
Your claim is not 50-50. That's my claim.
what? Your claim's
It's
50-50?
my claim that you're 50-50
Yeah,
possible. Yeah.
yeah. Your claim is that my claim's 50-50.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're saying this is true just because it's a basic belief? You could just say that about anything
I
then.
don't define basic belief.
Non-infer a non-inferentially justified belief.
Yeah.
Okay, how?
What do you mean how? It's a non-inferentially justified belief.
I
What
know,
do you
but a
mean how?
non-inferentially justified belief should still be justified.
How?
Because you're saying it's non-inferentially justified, so you're saying that it's justified. You're saying that
Okay,
it's
yeah,
done
I don't
so
have to give you an
non-inferentially.
inference for it.
I'm not saying you have to give me an inference. I'm telling you to
Okay.
explain how it's justified. How would you justify it without an inference?
And I'm not saying it has an
You don't know?
inference. I'm not saying it has an inference.
I'm asking you how, without an inference, would you justify it?
I'm not saying it has an inference. Why would I have
I'm
to
asking
use
you
it
if it
to
doesn't have an
justify it?
inference, how would you justify it? How would you justify it
I'm
without an
not saying
inference?
it's
Do it.
100% justified.
I'm not asking you to 100% justify it. I'm just asking you to justify it. I'm just asking you to show you that it's sufficiently likely
It's
to
a
be true.
level of justification. Then.
Oh, level of justification, what does that mean?
Yeah, it's like non-inferential justification is a level of justification. It's not 100%.
Wait. No, I'm not asking you to show me that it's 100%. I'm asking you to show me that it's sufficiently likely or that it's justified.
Yeah, non-inferential justification
A
is
non-inferentially
a
justified
level of
belief still has to be
justification.
justified.
And how would you want me to justify it?
I don't know, you're the foundationalist. I don't even understand foundationalism. I don't understand how it works, but you're saying that it's true, so show me how it works. You're the one that made the
Show
claim
you
that it's a
what?
basic belief. Show me how you justify it without an inference.
Justify what without an inference?
Justify that my claim was 50-50. Justify your claim that
I
my claim was 50-50.
think you're misusing the word justify here.
I'm misusing the word justify. I'm using it
Yeah.
in a non-deontological sense. I'm just saying that a justified belief is sufficiently likely to be true. What do you mean by justify?
Well, justify in this case,
Is what?
what I described to you is
What did you
non-inferential.
describe to me? You just said it's not inferentially justified. And tell me what justification was, though.
Justification, we can define it.
I already know the definition. I'm asking you to tell me what you think it is if I'm misusing it. How is my definition wrong? And you're telling me, wait, now you're looking for a definition, but you told me that my definition was wrong, right? So now you're
I'm
kind of
saying
doing
that
what
you
I
might
said.
be misusing the definition.
I might be. Show
Yeah,
me that I am.
It's an action showing you're right or reasonable.
You said what?
It's an action showing of your whether
Wait,
you're
wait,
right
wait.
or
But we're using justification in an epistemological sense, right? We're using it to show that beliefs are likely to
no.
be true. We're not using
We're
it to show that
using
something's
basic
morally right. We're
logos.
not talking about ethics right now. We're talking about whether what I said was true or not.
Whether you said true
Because look, there are
or
two
not.
views. Yeah, because the debate is whether or
I'm
not what
saying
I
it's
said was
reasonable or not.
50-50.
I'm saying
Reasonable. What
what
does
I said
reasonable
is
mean? What
reasonable.
does reasonable mean?
Reasonable, we can
No, so
define
what
that.
definition, what dictionary are you looking at?
Uh,
Google?
Basic dictionary.
Basic.
I'm
So
gonna
like,
I'm gonna look in Cambridge dictionary if you like.
well,
History.
I can show you like what it is in the literature if you want. Or I can show you a technical definition.
Literature. Okay, show me.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Y'all keep doing what
Oh,
you're
you can
doing.
go.
I'm gonna go to bed. This is good talk.
Here. According to the SEP, S is justified in believing that P if and only if S believes that P in a way that makes it sufficiently likely that her belief is true.
I'm not saying that then. I'm saying it's reasonable.
Okay, what does reasonable mean? Did I have a reason to do it?
Okay, let me define it for you.
I guess you already accepted it.
Having a sound judgment, fair, sensible.
You said what?
Fair and sensible.
That definition doesn't help me, dude. What are you looking at? The
No, it
basic
helps
Google
you.
definition?
Yeah, that's what I'm using for my like
Because when you
what
say that something's
definition.
non-inferentially justified, you're saying that it's non-inferentially fair and sensible?
Yeah,
Okay, what does that even mean?
it's fair to say.
Okay, how is it fair to say, and how do you determine that non-inferentially? And how would you determine that inferentially if it wasn't a basic belief?
Wait, what? Can you repeat those questions?
I said, how would you determine that something's fair to say non-inferentially? And if it's not a basic belief, right, then how would you determine if it's fair to say with an inference?
Because you don't have to demonstrate everything
What do you mean?
inferentially.
You said what?
You don't have to demonstrate everything inferentially.
I didn't say that. I said, how would you demonstrate it if it's a basic belief non-inferentially? And if it's not
Yeah,
a
I'm
basic
saying
belief, then
you
how would
don't
you
have to
demonstrate it
demonstrate
with an
claims.
inference? What,
Yeah, you
what
don't
kind of
have to
definition is
demonstrate
that?
every inference
I wouldn't have to
because
what?
it will go to infinite
I wouldn't
regress.
have to what?
If it could go to infinite regress, what you are doing, I
What's an
believe.
infinite? What's going to an infinite regress?
The inferences.
Wait, what inference?
What inference the what you're asking me to justify? You're basically saying why is that the case? Why is that the case? To an every claim I make.
Wait, wait,
So
wait.
to avoid
Because
that, we
because
use
your
a non-inferential
because your
justification.
explanations aren't helpful. They're just begging the question.
Okay, I can't. Okay, then I don't care.
You don't care that you're begging the question?
No,
That's what you just
no,
said.
it's not begging the question. It's non-inferential justification. Epistemic circularity.
Wait a minute. So you're saying it's circular?
Yes,
Yeah,
epistemically circular.
epistemically circular. Okay, explain that to me. I know what it is, but explain to
When
me
you're
how it's
when
epistemically
you're talking
circular.
about the same thing,
No, no, no,
in a
no.
different
Explain to me
manner.
how it's epistemically circular and how it's justified despite being circular.
Mm, you misusing justify
Right?
again.
Because wait, I'm misusing what?
Justify. You think justify straight up means that you have to like provide some proof or inference.
No, I didn't say that. I'm not
That's what
arguing against
I'm thinking
foundationalism.
you do. That's what I said. I
You
think
said
you
what?
are
You
using.
think you are? Well, you're wrong. That's not what I'm saying. And nothing I said suggested that. All I'm
Okay,
saying,
well,
huh?
okay, what do you want then?
What?
What do you want then?
What do you mean? I want you to prove your claim. Or if you admit that it's
I
epistemically
think I
circular,
already
how
told
is it
you.
okay despite being circular? Right? Because you're saying that my claim that what was it? My claim that my inference, or you're saying that my intuition is 50-50, right? But now you're saying that it's 50-50 because it's some epistemically circular, because of some circular reason, right?
Yeah, it's a
So,
possibility. Yeah, epistemic circularity.
okay, well then how
It
is it
makes
okay
it
despite
epistemic
being
circular.
circular?
Why does circular have to be wrong?
It doesn't have to be. In some instances, I'm okay
Okay,
with it.
why are you pushing around the fucking
Pushing around
claim?
what? Well, because
Pushing
what
around the
I'm,
claim, making the claim.
I don't think epistemically circularity is always virtuous though, right? Because sometimes, for example, when we're
In what
talking
case
about
do you think it's
moral
not?
subjectivism like we are, that's not really something that we would accept a circular argument for.
We're not
Maybe if it
talking
was
about
something
moral
for, maybe if it
subjectivism.
was for
We're
something
talking
very
about
basic like
definition.
the law of non-contradiction or the law of identity or whatever, we would accept a circular argument, right? Because it's preferable to whatever other alternatives. But when we're talking about moral subjectivism, why would I accept your circular argument?
We're not talking about moral subjectivism.
Well, that's what we were talking about. I'm saying, what are you
We're
talking about then?
talking about the definition of it.
Yeah, we're talking about moral subjectivism because we're talking about the definition of it.
Yeah, so what I'm
Okay.
saying, we I don't have to justify every claim inferentially because it would go to
I don't
infinite
care if you
regress,
don't
which
have
it
to
is going to.
justify every claim inferentially. I'm not
Yeah,
arguing
so if I
against
don't have to
foundationalism.
justify, then I'm fine.
Huh?
So we're done
Wait, wait,
here.
wait. Just because you don't have to justify something inferentially doesn't mean that you don't have to justify it at all, because a non-inferentially justified belief would still be justified.
Yeah,
Yeah, but what?
so in my opinion, it's justified. So
Your opinion, it's justified. Wait, weren't you
in my
just making fun of me
opinion,
for
it's
talking about
justified.
my feelings?
What?
Didn't you already say you didn't care about what I said because it was based off of my feelings? And now you're saying It's your
Yeah, I
opinion?
didn't care. Yeah, you can care
Okay,
either.
wait. So your opinion that it's justified. So
Yeah,
what
I
does that
think it's
mean?
just.
Why do you
I
have
think
the
it's
opinion that
enough
it's
to be
justified?
justified. What?
Why is it your opinion that it's not inferentially justified?
Why is it my opinion?
Yeah, you said it's your opinion that it's not inferentially justified, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so why is that your opinion? Is there any basis behind that opinion, or are you just making it a
Why
claim?
does it have?
Are you making a
Why does it
claim
have to
that's Are you making a claim saying it's justified and saying that it's justified because of your opinion, but you can't actually explain your opinion? Because then we would be able to do the
Why
same thing
do I
about
have
every
to?
claim. Huh?
Why do I have to explain it to you?
What, why do you have
Like
to, wait,
what's?
you made a claim. Why do you have to explain it?
Yeah, why do I have to explain my claim?
You're asking me why you have to prove your claim?
Why do I have to explain my claim?
But
Why?
are you
Why
curious
no
of whether or
question?
not you have to prove your claim?
Why should I? Why should I explain my claim? Like answer me that.
Well, when you say explain, do you mean something like prove? Are you asking me why you have to
Uh,
prove your claim?
yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's go with
So
why
wait,
do
wait,
I have
so
to
so you're admitting that you have a claim, but you're not willing to prove it
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
because no one's gonna accept it. You're not gonna be able to show it to anyone S- or
Okay.
yourself
What's
if you
wrong with
can't
that?
even prove it's yourself. So you can't justify it, and so you wouldn't say it's true
Okay. What's wrong with an
because you're saying
unjustified claim?
something's true, right? But you're not proving that it is true.
I'm not saying it's true.
So you wouldn't say that it's
I'm
true.
just stating.
So your claim just falls flat. Wait, when you make
Well,
a claim,
no.
you're saying that something's true.
I never said it's true. I just stated it.
You're not saying that your claim is true.
I just stated it.
Yeah, you stated it in a declarative way, so you're saying that it's true. When you make a claim, you're saying that something's true.
Not necessarily.
Okay,
I mean, it could be true. It could be
wait,
false.
wait. So your claim, right, that that what I said was 50-50. You're not saying that that's true, so it's not true that what I'm saying is 50-50?
I'm saying I. I'm saying me not having to explain my thoughts and why my thoughts are like that.
Why your thoughts
That's
are
what I
what?
meant by it.
What are you saying?
Didn't you ask a question? Why do you think that?
Well, what did I ask? Why do you think what?
I said I said I think my justification
Is not
is
inferentially justified. Yeah, and I asked you, why do you
no. I
think that
said my justification is enough. That's what I said.
is enough
That's
for
enough
what?
to
No, I'm asking
justify
you to
my
show me that
claim.
it's justified.
Yeah, so I said that's enough, and then you asked why, and I said why do I have
No,
to
no, no.
explain it?
No, no, no.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I
not
meant.
asking you to prove that your justification is enough. If you can justify your claim, then that's enough. But I'm asking you to justify it, and you're saying
Yeah,
that
I
it's
said
justified because
what I said
of
is
your
I think it's
opinion,
enough.
huh?
Yeah, I said I think it's enough.
You think you think what's enough? Your justification?
Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm asking you, why is that justification? Why is your belief justified? I'm not asking you if it's enough. I agree that your
I'm
justification
saying
would be
why
enough
do I
if
have
it's
to explain
justified, but I'm
it?
asking you why it's justified.
I don't have to explain that to you. I don't
You don't
feel
have
like
to
it's doing
show,
it.
so you're not going to prove that your claim is justified. So you're not going to justify your claim.
I don't have to justify every fucking claim.
So, wait, so you admit that you're not going to justify your claim.
I don't have to justify it to you. Why do I have to
Well,
justify
you
it to
don't
you?
have to. You don't have to win this debate.
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a debate. I think it's a
It's not a
scuffle.
debate. It's a scuffle. Okay, what's the
Yeah,
difference between a debate and a scuffle?
yeah.
Oh, wait, wait.
Scuffle is
But even if it's not a
arguing.
debate, even if it's not a debate, you don't have to lose the scuffle either, or you don't have to win the scuffle either, right? So I'm not saying that you have to justify it, but if you can't, then yeah, you lose the scuffle, if you want to call it that. But I think most people will listen to this and say, yeah, that's a debate, because it's very
It
clearly a
can be
debate.
interpreted as debate, but it's like
It could be, and
us
it is,
being
right? It is.
talking about some fucking stupid shit about in
Well,
VC stuff. It's
just
not
because
nothing
something
to
just
debate.
because you think something's stupid or a debate topic is stupid doesn't mean that it's not a debate, right? So if you admit you lose, so let's just pretend, right, that you think that it's not a debate, you think that it's a scuffle, right? But you can't justify your claim, so you still lose the scuffle, right? But it's
I
not a debate.
can justify one of my claims.
I'm not asking you to justify one of your claims. I'm asking you to justify the claim that matters. And
No,
you're
I
saying
don't.
you
I don't
can't. You're
think I
saying you're
have
not
to
going to explain it to
justify
me.
it to you because I think.
So you're not going to justify it to me. That's fine then. You don't have to justify it to me. So are you
Yeah,
not
because
going to
you're
justify
going
it to
in
me?
infinite regress.
So you said you're not going to justify it to me. Yes or no?
I'm not gonna justify it to you because you're
All right,
going
that's
in an
fine.
infinite regress.
Wait, infinite, huh?
Yeah,
I'm
you're
just
going in
asking
an
you to
infinite
prove your. I'm
regress.
asking you to prove your claim, and you're saying you're not going
Yeah,
to explain it to me.
you're going in an infinite regress. I'm not gonna. I'm not
No,
gonna
I'm asking
continue
you to
to
justify
regress.
this single claim that what I'm saying is 50-50.
Yeah, you asked me that 50 times about like 50 of my claims.
I asked you what?
You asked me like
Well,
that 50 times about
well, yeah,
50
because I
different
wanted to
claims.
see. I wanted to see if you had a non-circular justification, but now you're saying it is circular, so I'm not going to ask you anymore, right? But if you admit that your justification is circular, then I mean, circularity is obviously a problem, right? Because
Well, I
it,
said I don't think it's a
if
problem, but I
hmm,
don't have to justify every single one of my claims
you
because
don't
you
have
just
to
asked.
justify. Wait, wait. So, so